Let's
get
wild
wild.
with your host.
Hey, I'm Doug Horoko.
And I'm Leanne Campbell. We're Spirit and Business Align. Doug, what are you going to talk about today from your wonderful book, Break the Chokehold?
You know, Leanne, I'm really excited to chat with you today. And on chapter 3 of my book, which is really step 3 of a 7 simple step process to design a life and business you love. And step 3 is all about embracing the digital economy. And as you remember, we talked about unleashing your inner entrepreneur, which was your step 2 and step 3. So if you're ready to unleash your inner entrepreneur, you better get ready and embrace the wild and crazy and fast-paced digital economy. And you know, Leanne, I just want to start off with a quick quote that I have about if you want to become an entrepreneur. Well, here's a quote, and it's an unknown quote, and it goes, if you want to have something you've never had, you have to do something you've never done, and you have to become something you've never been. And wow, does that ever ring true? Because if you want to experience more in your life, well, you're going to have to become something more. And, you know, I want to kind of carry on. I got a few really great topics here, and I want to start off talking about what are the trends that are happening in the digital economy today. And, you know, unless you've had your head in the sand for the past 18 months, you know, the pandemic of the COVID pandemic, you know, that has expedited, you know, the growth of the digital economy. And, you know, and this is not about to change. And the funny thing is, you know, I never really ever even bought anything online until about a year and a half ago. And now I'm an avid consumer of buying online. So the digital economy is only going to grow more. And I believe in the next 12 months are going to be the most important in all of our lives, because for employees and existing businesses and wannabe entrepreneurs. And the reason why I say that is because even though there was a lot of hardship that happened with COVID, people lost jobs, lots of expense issues were happening. There is also a positive side. There was $1.6 trillion were saved during the pandemic, and people are now wanting to spend it. And because people are not naturally savers, they want to buy stuff, they want to enjoy life. And so they're going to be spending their money on goods and services, including buying capabilities and knowledge. And a lot of transactions are going to be made online in the digital economy. So I just want to be able to get into a little bit of e-commerce will continue to grow exponentially. And so if you want to keep your job and you want to win in business, you're going to need digital marketing skills. And let me explain this. We need to be better prepared to transition out of the old economy and be able to take a piece of the new online pie or risk being left behind. And I just want to also share today, Amazon, Microsoft, Apple, these are the USA's most successful companies, and they are all in the digital e-commerce and technology sectors. And these virtual or vertical markets hardly existed a generation ago. And in fact, the growth is going so fast. I recently read some statistics from USA Today citing eMarketer's forecasts, and it indicated that China's online retail sales are expected to grow 7.5%. This is actually in 2019, even really before COVID, to $5.6 trillion. And the United States was projected to only increase 3.3% to around 5.5 trillion. So actually, China now is going to be making up 55.8% of the global online retail sales of goods and services. So we got to be able to jump in and fight for our piece of the pie, or the online pie, if you will. So even though technology is great, and the great thing about the digital economy, it makes opportunities available to everyone, not just the Microsofts or the big corporations. It's for you and me and the small business enterprise. So technology will continue to disrupt, but it create challenges, but it's also going to elicit equal opportunities for all of us to take advantage of. And as long as you have a laptop and an internet connection, you're going to be able to be in business. Business is just going to be that simple. So the internet has become a virtual cash machine for all entrepreneurs and businesses. You know, the funny thing is the internet is only around 30 to 35 years old. It's still very new and dynamic. And e-commerce now has allowed people to break the link between time and money. And that means the amount earned is not directly linked to the number of hours. So if you're running an e-commerce business, you know that you can do things, you can automate, you can attack markets all around the world. You can actually sell your products and services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days of the year, and even without handling delivery of inventory. And I'm going to explain that a little bit more. And even also, we have these amazing social media platforms, which makes marketing very efficient and very effective for even the smallest of entrepreneurs. So anyhow, building digital skills will open the doors for the rest of your life. And I want to say that even because as an employee, because if you're working for a corporation or you're working for a business, those businesses are going to need you to have the digital marketing skills to help them market and grow their business. So for people like me and the smaller enterprises just running into learning about e-commerce, and I kind of call it the laptop lifestyle. And it really is within your reach that you can actually just, as long as you have a laptop and an internet connection, there are business opportunities available for all of us. And you don't actually have to worry about have the personal responsibility of warehousing of products and shipping and delivery anymore. And I'm going to get into some of the models that are just available to us. And it provides you the freedom and flexibility to just grab your luggage, jump on a plane, live and work anywhere if you are in the digital economy. And the great thing is it doesn't matter how little experience you had, a side hustle. And I'm going to get into a couple things here to leave some great points for our listeners today. And there's 3 things or 4 things that I believe, and if you are somebody that wants to break into the digital economy, you want to become an entrepreneur, maybe learn to live the laptop lifestyle. Well, number 1, you're going to have to transition from a technophobe to a techno geek. And I want to explain something. I was an individual that I couldn't even I'm that guy that doesn't like to figure out how to use the radio, even working a remote control for a stereo. I was actually a technophobe, and I didn't even have a Facebook page until 5 years ago. So all I really knew was how to turn on my computer. I had some basic software applications that I knew, like Word and Excel, PowerPoint and email. But you know what? I took it upon me to study and learn some great skills from some key mentors. And fast forward today, and now I understand the importance of websites, how to build them, digital marketing, how to do email marketing, autoresponders, blogging, social media, search engine optimization, building authentic relationships, and understanding customer needs and adding value, because that is what it takes to build a business in the digital economy. So what are some of the models? So if I can become more tech savvy, well, there's affiliate marketing. So number 2 thing, you can explore the world right now. Anybody can get in to become an affiliate marketer. And that is really being a representative for a company. You can build a brand, you can start blogging, you can start using products and services, and you can start recommending people products and services, and you can actually take a percentage and a piece of the pie as an affiliate marketer. And this whole industry is actually a $15 billion industry just alone in the US, and the EU, the European Union, is actually leading the way. And there's also other programs like network marketing, multiple products and services out there. And you actually need to and do use what are called done for you systems that do all the sales work for you. All you need to do is do marketing and branding and connect people to products and services. And wow, you're in business and you can make money 24/7, 365. And again, without the worry of distribution and product returns, etc. So if you don't like some of those models, I'm not interested in affiliate marketing or network marketing, you can actually tap into a new industry, which is also called the knowledge broker industry. And let me explain this a little bit. Now, in light of all the uncertain times that have recently happened, people are needing to transition. They're needing to learn more for their jobs, or they're needing to actually create their own business and something that's been drastically traumatic to you, and you've struggled through it and you've gone through it and you've now had a solution. Well, there are millions of people out there that want to learn from you. And as long as you're 10 steps ahead of somebody, people want to pay for your knowledge to help them. And so this whole knowledge broker industry is actually a 129 billion a year industry. And Forbes indicates that it's going to triple by the year 2025. So actually, and I want to be able to close off so if you don't know what you may have as be a knowledge broker. What's your superpower? You know, we all have our purpose in life is to find our purpose. And I truly believe that's to share our gifts, our talents, and our experiences to help, and passions and hobbies, and any kind of knowledge that we have that can help people achieve what we're doing or what we have to offer. And I believe with a few questions to prod our listeners today. So if you're not sure what gifts, talents, or experience you have, I've got a series of questions I just want to pose here that can help prod some ideas. So number one, what do you love to do? Great question. What kind of talent or skill? So what are you great at? Which skills have you learned on various jobs that you can share? What kinds of things would you do even if you didn't get paid for it? You know, what do friends, family, and say that you are great at? And have you ever thought about writing a how-to book on a particular topic? And how about, have you solved a major problem in your life? And have you figured out a way to do something better, cheaper, faster, and efficiently? And have you ever counseled or coached anyone to success? And were you able to help? What were you able to help them with? And I love these ones. And what kind of things have you been able to overcome, like addictions, overeating, weight loss, ADHD, or self-confidence issues? People need this help and would be paying to understand how you went through it. And if you don't have any talents or skills that are coming up right, this whole knowledge broker economy is all about, well, you can share other people's information. You can create podcasts just like you're doing, Leanne. You can love sports or politics or entertainment or fitness, and you can bring people on and share knowledge and information to the masses. So anyhow, that's my quick presentation for today on how to embrace the digital economy and why it's so important. And I want to just leave our listeners with a quote before we get into your great presentation, Leanne. And the quote goes, and it's from Arthur C. Clarke, and he's a science fiction writer and futurist. And he says, the only way to discover the limits of the possible is to go beyond them into the impossible. And so with that, Leanne, I leave the floor to you, and I look forward to your comments on today's topic.
Oh, it's amazing. I feel, it's so nice where you can feel the fire and the passion of breaking the chokehold of what you're doing, Doug. And then I have the ability to be your arts and your passion, where all those questions are coming up, go to that good feeling place with those colors, and understand between what's blocking you in your colors with chakra therapy, what's holding you back from presenting yourself out there, and practice in those areas that you're not practicing, because practice makes perfection, even though it is imperfection that we are in order to thrive and for life to be life. If perfection was here, we wouldn't have that. We wouldn't have life, right? So what I want to talk about this week is going into a growth mindset and vulnerability, because you now are tapping into a soulful understanding, and then you're using the mindful work in order to integrate into coming out to being you and accepting yourself. Growth mindset will come with highs and lows. I call it the peaks and the valleys, right? So even with making love, you have a peak and a valley. You have a peak of an orgasm, and then you have a valley of making love. So the same authentic and showing up authentic with your daily spirit practice, because when you breathe into yourself, you reflect the other human, you listen. But one major thing in business that you don't do with spirit is stop the abundance from coming in. Open up every door, open up every possibility for success, for your dream possible outcome to happen here and now, because all you have is here and now, and then be on the receiving end. So holding and engaging that energy in your breath daily, being aware that there's a whole alignment here of chakra and sound in order to align you into a bigger, vast abundance that can come your way, and then move into your vulnerability with the peak and the valleys. So this week's topic, I want to bring you into the peak and the valleys with abundance and with sadness and joy. Because with the peak and the valleys, sometimes you can go into the mind, allowing the mind to be the controller of you, you're not the master of it. So your breath work will help you to overcome when it's sadness versus just a valley. We want to just be in the valley, just be there, just resonate with it, love it. Oh, it's uncomfortable because you want that peak and you're like, I want to get back to that orgasm. I want that dopamine again, right? Why don't we just enjoy the beauty of life here and now? And then be ready with your art. Be ready with all the knowledge that you have to present. Be ready to attract. All right, so we had Doug talk, and you guys probably watched all this amazing stuff. I was talking about the peak and valley, and then vulnerability got the best of me by freezing my screen. Now, what do I learn about that? Is to be a part of the flow state, to be a part of the peaks and valleys with life, to really understand this mind by breathing more into it daily in your morning breathing meditations, and have a good laugh with it. Computers are functional and non-functional at times, and somehow I got back into recording so that we can have a clarity on the lesson that I was sharing with Spirit. I just got off the phone call with Doug because my computer just got back on so I could record this. And I want to send love and gratitude for any of the watchers. As you watch us grow and as you share our messages, hopefully you take that into yourself to transform your next moment, set an intention, send some love to yourself, look around everything that you have, everything you've been thinking up to now, what you were asking for before is already manifested. The things that you wanted 3 years ago, how they've manifested. Go back into appreciation, flow into the peaks and valleys with vulnerability and growth, and don't give up. And get blissed out, and let's get wild. See you soon.